Robbie, run to the Jeep and radio Arnold.
Yep.
What?
Uh-oh.
No. Where did you go? No, damn. Arnold, you've got some explaining to do.
Robert, calm down. There's probably some sort of misunderstanding.
Run the count right now.
I am. One moment. The computer is analyzing. Okay, done. Total animals expected, 238. Total animals found, 238. Everything's accounted for.
Give me the raptor numbers, Ray.
Velociraptor, total number expected, 4. Total number found, 4.
How can that be, Ray? We have 3 velociraptors.
Well, Wu did approve the transfer of 1 juvenile from the nursery to the enclosure recently, so that makes 4, Muldoon.
He what? 1? Why the hell would he not inform me about that approval?
Muldoon.
And 2, does he even realize that we tranked 3 raptors before entering the enclosure? I had Robbie and Tony in there, and you're telling me there was a 4th animal in there with us?
Oh, yeah. So they didn't really touch on that in the films, but in the novel, it's something that Malcolm picked up on right away with the animal tracking and keeping record of how many animals there were. Expected animals, 238. Animals found, 238. Okay, try switching your parameter to look for 300 animals. Expected animals found, 300. Animals found, 300. That kind of thing. That was one of the most, like, oh my God moments in the novel for me anyway. And that's going over all of the action scenes, like the river and the tour vehicles and everything else. Like, that was one of those exciting gotcha moments of like, ho, that's real horror to me. It's like, you've spent billions of dollars setting up this extravagant park with prehistoric dinosaurs. That already is like the most amazing thing humanly possible, most mind-blowing thing possible. But the fact that they have absolutely no control and it's all just going to go sideways. Sorry, I'm fanboying over the material here, if you couldn't tell.
Muldoon, calm down.
Don't tell me to calm down. Do you understand that this could have gone incredibly bad?
The new addition was young, only 8 months old. Wu wanted her to begin to integrate into the pack.
They're lethal at 8 months, Ray, and I do mean lethal. And secondly, that was no juvenile. That was an adult. Last night was basically a big, heated, screaming match. I wanted to put Wu in a chokehold. Christ, the nerve of him to think he can make such decisions without consulting me. I've told Hammond multiple times that the ones that hide indoors behind their computer screens need to keep the people who actually venture out into the park in the loop. Especially with something so non-brainer like introducing a new animal into an enclosure. Double especially if we need to enter said enclosure. Christ, power has gotten to his head, that Wu. Such a brazen lack of accountability. Anyway, I don't want to make these logs about my rants. So I'm out here at the raptor enclosure this morning. I wanted to capture this new juvenile with the others. I don't care what Ray Arnold and Henry Wu said. I know what I saw. Robbie saw it too. Good thing I caught it on camera, albeit for a few seconds. That thing was an adult, and I'll die on that hill. An 8-month-old wouldn't be more than 2 feet tall. Meanwhile, I wanted to showcase this particular behavior. Here's our 3 girls. I expected them to be sleeping. I'm very interested to see this.
Can't they just get out through those bars? Those bars seem incredibly well spaced for anybody, human or otherwise, to slip right through.
Notice how they are resting. I've seen a similar thing in chimpanzees in Nairobi, where a family group will rest in a somewhat flexibly organized formation. The raptors here always settle into a rigid arrangement. It's always like this, with the big one in the center and the others by her sides, adopting a more defensive stance at the perimeter. Almost a military formation. Granted, I should have documented this when there were more than 3 raptors present. That would have illustrated my point more definitively. One other thing to note is they always face the same direction when in this formation. It still puzzles me why. They roughly face northeast, always like that.
That would be why. Probably because a larger predator is somewhere in that direction.
One last observation. I don't see this so-called new juvenile from last night. I've been here since sunrise and nothing. I've tried to look back through the surveillance camera and motion sensor data from last night. I could not see anything.
It was raining torrents, so I couldn't get anywhere near it last night.
And what did you hear exactly?
I couldn't be sure over the sound of the rain and thunder, but they were all bellowing loudly, and you know Martha and the gang, they're normally pretty silent, so I decided that it was too dangerous to head over in the storm.
Okay. Well, I've arrived. I'll have a look.
I'd be down there myself, Muldoon, but John's asked for a full write-up about the stegosaur from yesterday.
What happened with her?
She's dead.
She's
Oh.
dead.
Snap.
Yeah, and the others were far away from her on the other side of their paddock. When I got inside, I saw little bite marks all over her underside, like something had tried to eat her.
Compies.
Most likely. But could have been anything. There's rats and a bunch of small carnivorous animals all over the island.
Yes, well, I don't see anything out of the ordinary, Jerry.
Okay, then they were probably just rowdy last night during the storm.
Oh, wow.
What is it?
You won't believe this, Jerry. She's fallen into the moat.
What?
Let me get a closer look.
Oh no. Ankylosaurus.
Is that her I hear?
No, that's someone else. It's Martha.
She must be upset.
Did she push her in then into the moat?
Yeah,
those are-
Jerry, I think the fall has killed her. She seems pretty busted. I can see what looks like a broken forelimb.
Damn it. The Euoplocephalus never approached the moats. That's
Oh, that's not Ankylosaurus. It's Euoplocephalus. I can't pronounce that.
so strange.
How did this happen, buddy?
I don't know.
No, I'm talking to Martha.
Get her to give you a full statement, okay?
Something must have spooked her, maybe. Or she got disoriented during the thunder last night. I'm going to need a crane out here ASAP, Jerry.
Yeah, will do.
Ay, ay, ay.
They're usually pretty good about staying away from the moats. They don't even like to step off 1-foot boulders.
I'm in the moat. Is someone coming down with a crane, Jerry?
Yeah, I've called them. They won't be long.
Okay, good. Did you figure out the stego's cause of death?
I took a blood sample and ran toxicology. She had raised liver enzymes, and the test came back positive for meliotoxin.
Damn, what a way to go.
Yeah, it's sad.
This Anki is definitely dead. For something of this thing's weight, it's quite a fall to sustain. She's not breathing. I assume died on impact.
Man, these dinos are having it rough.
Now you, stand back, please. We don't want you in here as well, Martha.
She's upset, isn't she?
She's peering down into the moat.
Well, he called it an Anky. Is that like the scientific name for the Ankylosaurus, or is Ankylosaurus just? I don't know. I have to look this up. Actually, hang on just a minute. Let's see how that's spelled here. Okay. Large herbivorous armed dinosaur ankylosaurid from the late Cretaceous period. No, so okay, so it's in the same family, but it's not directly an ankylosaurus. Okay. Yeah, sometimes I'm very self conscious that I don't know every little dinosaur breed or how to pronounce every little dinosaur breed. Follow so many accounts on Instagram and other social media accounts from all these Jurassic Park fans across the world who are doing toy photography or just have toy collections or merch collections. Tons of other YouTubers, like the one we're watching here today. And I always have an inferiority complex when it comes to other Jurassic Park fans because I don't know every dinosaur, I don't know every species. And a lot of times, the species that appear in media varies depending on who you are, when it was made. I still to this day, other than the novels, I still don't know exactly what species were on that island during the events of Jurassic Park and which ones were not. Again, it does tend to vary depending on whether you're playing a video game, reading a comic book, watching a show, a movie. It does tend to kind of flip flop around a little bit, which is fine. It's doesn't have to be set in stone. Um, I want to say the Ankylosaurus was there. I'd have to go back and double check. Um, but I think it may have been in that opening scene with Grant, Ellie, and Hammond when they pull up to look at the Brachiosaurus. If you look into the distance and you see the Brachiosaur coming out of the lake there, you could also see Parasaurolophus, and I want to say you could see a few Ankylosaurus there, but I'd have to go back and double check that scene. But that's why I'm watching things like this, because it really gives us a closer, more in depth look at how life would have been at that time on the island.
Euplacephalus have formed a tight-knit little group, so it must be a bit of a blow to see her friend in the moat.
I can imagine. Poor gal.
We're down to 15 Ankies.
Quiet, Jerry.
Oh,
No, I mean, I hear something.
what did you hear?
I think I hear something in... No. It's coming from here.
What is it?
One moment, Jerry. Something's down here.
God, don't tell me a second Ankie's fallen into the moat.
One moment.
Oh. Not me peeking around the corner.
Jerry, are any of the Yankees small enough to fit in the drainage pipe?
They're all about the same size, Muldoon. Why?
I think there's something in there.
Could be anything. A rat, possum, a snake, anything.
No. Sounds bigger.
Ooh. The tension.
Christ.
Muldoon, are you okay?
Yeah, Jerry, yeah. False alarm. I'll be waiting for the crane. Euplacephalus is built like a tank. 9 tons of armored stubbornness. Lucky that crane is rated for 12 tons. Otherwise, that heavy girl would drag the gantry right in there with it. Toughest hide in the park. The armor that kept the Euplacephalus alive is what did her in today. Sorry for your loss, Martha. Poor girl. Built to survive predators, but not to fall like that. I found the footage from last night to show very uncharacteristic behavior from the ankylosaur from the moat incident. She seemed agitated or spooked. And then I saw her approach the moat. Highly defensive, she swings her club at what I assume was an attacker. I scrubbed through all the surveillance footage of the Euplacephalus enclosure, but I couldn't find what she was reacting to. One wrong step later and she slips into the moat, her own weight crushing her on impact.
Wow.
That was an arduous ordeal down at the moat. Right then, I'm out here in carnivore country for an evening perimeter check on the Rex paddock. Hammond insisted these recordings, quote, boost visitor confidence. Personally, I'd settle for proper staffing, but here we are. There's some light rain coming down, so I'm always a little hesitant about mixing electronics with water. I'm down at the main road. They've been digging for the past few days. They want to expand this whole section, and then the crew will bury tracks in the ground for electric tour vehicles to run on. Now, all zoos and wildlife preserves know that electrical fences are prone to sagging, especially along the upper grid. That topmost wire's flickering from the rain. Not failure yet, but enough to make me uneasy. And with an animal this size, uneasy is one step from dead.
Yeah, that's true.
I think she's here. Let me try and explain to you what it feels like to be close to a tyrannosaur.
Ooh, please
She
do.
sounds like weight, not wind. When a Rex moves, you don't hear quick steps. You hear mass settling, soil adjusting. The air is shifting, electric and exhilarating. It's a different sort of presence, harder to explain. You need to be here in the moment.
I wish.
She's keeping close to the perimeter and moving very slowly. That's normal this time of night. She prefers stillness at dusk, but she seems a little restless tonight. Her hunting patterns have shifted since the last storm, I think.
I will say this. I could never live in a place like Canada. I like my heat and my tropical setting. Where I live in the southern U.S., I live in a subtropical climate. We do get cold winters. We can get snow. We can get all that stuff, but it's so rare for us to get a lot of snow or, snow to kind of interrupt, daily life here. For the most part, I'm definitely a tropical bird. I love the rainforest. I love the constant like rain, the thunderstorms that come in that are non-tornadic, because that's something we have to deal with here where I live is constant tornadoes. But yeah, that hot, muggy, sticky summertime heat, something about it. It's where I feel most comfortable. So in like a rain jungle situation like this is where I definitely feel the most comfortable. I think it helps, with the whole Jurassic Park aesthetic too, since I like it so much. And they use it on all the packaging for the toys and everything else too. It's such a cool design. It was funny to me in the movies, like, why didn't I build in Orlando? Orlando would have been a tropical climate, but it wouldn't have been nearly what it is down here in Central America. You can't get more tropical than Central America and the northernmost portions of South America, with the rainforest and whatnot. But I know that has nothing to do with this video or what we're watching. I felt like having a moment.
Did you catch that? Not a roar, more a confirmation. She's testing her voice, gauging distance. Big predators don't waste energy unless they're calculating something. And she's clever. Far more than the board wants to admit. I can hear her moving. Toes splayed, maybe a little deeper on the left. Limping slightly, could be an injury, or just the terrain. But a wounded apex is the worst kind, much less predictable.
Yeah.
The sounds of the other animals in the park must be igniting her hunting instinct and making her restless. If that top wire drops during another storm, even for a moment, she'll know. Animals don't need voltage meters, they feel micro vibrations. She'd sense the lull and approach it, no hesitation. I'll log a maintenance request, replace the midsection coils, reinforce the post line, and...
Not to mention birds. Granted, Rexy's not a bird, but birds can see electromagnetic fields, which is something I'd be concerned about with these animals as well, since they're so close to birds.
And, most importantly, notify staff that the Rex is exhibiting territorial agitation. Whether anyone listens remains to be seen. She's pacing me along the fence, staying parallel with me. Hard to see her, the rain's masking her body signature, and she knows how to use cover. She's a patient gal.
I want to see her. Oh, there she is.
The feed's been in here since early afternoon. And there's the big girl. Now notice, she's definitely queen of the island, but an apex will never risk engaging with any prey unless they are comfortable in the knowledge that they will attain said prey without being injured. An injury for an apex predator means possible starvation, depending on the extent of the injury, of course. That's why African lions will pursue a young wildebeest or an injured impala, instead of risking a healthy adult gouging them to death. There's a lot of calculation that goes into deciding prey items, and the Rex won't approach the cow until she's decided that it's safe to do so. Oh. Well, look who it is.
What is this? What? Are we going into novel territory with the juvenile T-Rex? I didn't see that coming. That was great. The juvenile T-Rex. Yeah, I just clicked on it. I didn't even look at the thumbnail or read the title. Alrighty. Well, there we go, folks. Part 3 of the Muldoon logs. I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. Like I said before, be sure to go over and check out Ali Awada's channel. I'm leaving a link for every video we watch in the description of my video. So please be sure to go over, like, and subscribe. I know I don't like saying that either. I don't like doing the YouTube thing either. I don't do it on my own content, but when we're watching somebody else's content, I like to make it a point to make sure you know that I didn't make this video. I'm not that talented. I'm more reactionary. I can appreciate art from afar, but these are very well done, and I'm really liking this series. So please go subscribe to his YouTube channel. And that's going to be it for this episode. I'll see you guys in the next log.